Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my review as well as a little bit of a demo of the new Juvia's Place I Am Magic foundation and I Am Magic concealer. Now normally when I get a new foundation and concealer in, I like to do a first impressions and a demo as well as a wear test just so I can get like the full gist of the foundation. But this time around I decided to go ahead and do a full-on review and wear the products for about a week so I can really just get my overall thoughts together on how I feel about the product and then share them with you guys. So y'all need to let me know in the comments if y'all would rather me do it the way that I've been doing it, the first impressions demo and then a wear test, or if you guys want me to keep it like this and just do a full-on review after I've worn the products for a certain amount of time. And while I was wearing these products throughout the week, I did change up the primers, the powders, as well as the setting spray that I was using with these products just so I can see how they performed with other things, and I'm gonna let you guys know about that in this video as well. I did order the setting powder that goes with this collection, but they released the setting powder like a couple of weeks after they released the foundation and concealer, so that has not come in yet. That doesn't come in until Monday, I believe, and it's Saturday, so y'all just gonna have to wait on my review to that. So I'm actually gonna show you guys the demo of me applying the foundation and everything first, and then we can get into the review. So this is what the actual foundation looks like. It comes in a squeeze tube and you get a standard 1 fluid ounce of foundation. 1 fluid ounce is the same amount that you get with any other foundation. And I got mine in the shade 300 Gabon, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. I did go ahead and buy this in my summer shade because I have started to get a little bit darker. My arms and everything is getting darker. The only thing that hasn't gotten dark yet is my chest. So I did go ahead and get my summer foundation, and this product is said to be full coverage, a velvety matte finish, and long wearing. And so this is what the actual concealer looks like. So it's in like a standard concealer type of tube. It has a big doe foot applicator like most concealers that are coming out now, because I feel like everyone likes the big doe foot applicator and how easy it is to cover a larger area with the concealer. And I got mine in the shade 12. So the foundation retails for $20 and the concealer retails for $14, which is not bad. I mean, it's a little bit pricier than drugstore prices. So starting off with the packaging, the one flaw that I can say about this is the fact that it's a squeeze tube. I would have much rather preferred something with a pump or something with like a spatula that you can take out and put it on your face or anything like that, because I feel like with the squeeze tube, you definitely will squeeze out more than necessary. That was what I did the first time that I used it, and you don't need a whole lot of this foundation at all. So that's like the only packaging flaw that I can say. For the concealer, the packaging flaw is, why doesn't it say what kind of concealer this is like on the packaging? The only thing that it says right here is Juvia's Place. It doesn't say that this is the I Am Magic concealer. It doesn't say that it's a full coverage concealer, it's long wearing. It doesn't say anything except for the shade number on the bottom, and I just thought that that was weird. Like, they could have put something on this packaging. That could just be me being nitpicky, but that was just something that I noticed about this product. So in testing out the Juvia's Place foundation, I've used a couple different primers, but the one that I found that I love the most with this foundation is actually the Nyx Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation primer. And this primer has a lot of mixed reviews, but I mainly think it's from people who don't really know how to use this, as well as people who aren't oily skin types. I feel like this would not work for people who have combination skin, normal skin, definitely not dry skin, because this is a heavy duty primer. This is more heavy duty than the Becca matte primer. So normally I would always put my primers on after my eyebrows, but for this one I like to put it on before. So I just take a good pea-sized amount and I warm it up between my fingers, and then I press it into the areas that need a whole lot of oil control. Because if you rub this primer, it will ball up and dry up on your skin and make your foundation look patchy. You absolutely have to press it in, and you have to make sure that it's pressed in evenly. Like, if you work too much with this primer, it will work against your foundation. So I just take it and I press it, and I put this primer all over my skin because I am oily all over. So I make sure to do my cheeks, my chin, and then I do my forehead and right like over my eyebrows because I get oily in all of these areas. So I'm just patting it in, and it is gonna dry down to like a white cast, and my skin is gonna feel super tight like I put glue on my face, but I'm telling you that is what helps to control my oils. This foundation primer is legit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows and my eye makeup off camera, and then we'll come back to put the foundation on and do the concealer and everything, and then I'll show you guys how it looks after everything is complete. So to me, the best way to apply foundation is to use a damp beauty sponge. That is just my way of doing it. I do it with every foundation, and so I did it with this foundation as well. Every single time that I've used it, I've used my damp e.l.f. complexion sponge, and I just feel like it applies it the best. This foundation is definitely full coverage, so you don't need a lot. I literally just take about that much, and I just put some all over my face so that I can blend it out with the sponge. This is super high coverage, so you really don't need a lot, especially if you don't have a lot to cover. And then I just blend it in. And let me show y'all the foundation up close. So as you guys can see, I don't have any patchiness where that primer is, where I applied it. Like, there's no dry spots, there's no flaking, there's no areas where the foundation is lifting, nothing. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead with the concealer. Like I said, I have the shade 12. Love this big doe foot applicator, and I'm just going to apply that under my eyes. I probably could have went a shade lighter, but I feel like this is okay for me. It still brightens under my eyes, but I know like some of my concealers I have are super brightening, so I probably definitely could have went one shade lighter. And it has that like golden undertone that I like, so we in there. So I am going to go ahead and do the rest of my complexion off camera, and then I will come back and show you guys how it looks with everything put together. So this is what the foundation and concealer looks like after I've done everything. I've literally done my whole entire full face, and as you can see, y'all, this foundation and concealer is sitting, okay? There's no patchiness, there's no blotchiness, there's no dry spots, no flaking or any of that. It's just like foundation, and it looks good, okay? And this foundation is gonna wear all day perfectly. It's gonna look so good. As y'all can see, I'm a fan. So just off my first impressions, I saw that this foundation was super full coverage. Like when they say full coverage, they literally mean full coverage. If you put on too much of this foundation, it will definitely look like a mask, because there is nothing showing when you put this foundation on. It is super full coverage. So if you don't have that much to conceal on your face or cover up, then you would definitely need the smallest amount of this foundation. When I show you guys the demo, you'll see that I use like the tiniest dot. You literally do not need a lot of this foundation, okay? A lot of foundations claim to be full coverage, but as soon as you go in with the beauty sponge, it kind of shears itself out. Not with this one. Where you place it is where you're going to get super full coverage, and I love that about this foundation. And then as far as how it looks like after you apply it, it definitely does give you a velvety matte finish. I am all about that matte life, but as soon as you put it on, it really just gives you a mattified effect. I really like using my foundation with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop primer, but I've also used it with the NYX Total Control drop primer, as well as my Tatcha the silk canvas primer. So I do feel like it all depends on what kind of primer you use underneath, whether it's going to look super matte or if it's going to look velvety matte. But I definitely 100% recommend this foundation for oily skin. Now as far as the wear of this foundation, I feel like the wear of this foundation is where you get your money's worth out of this bad boy, because listen, I've worn this foundation to work, and to me the true wear test is when I wear my my foundations to work, because you guys know I have to wear my PC, so like my PC be rubbing against my forehead, and sometimes I be out in the sun a lot, back and forth from the building to my car. Just long days, I just be wearing my foundation for a really long time when I go to work. And if a foundation can hold up and still look good on my skin after my work day, then I know that it's a foundation for me. And that's exactly what this one does. This foundation really does hold up on my skin. I get the smallest amount of shine, you guys, like literally halfway through my day, and I'm talking like around 1 o'clock is when I have the smallest amount of oil coming through, and it's not even enough for me to want to pat. It just kind of looks like, you know, I'm luminous. It kind of looks like my own skin. Now moving on to this concealer. This concealer is super nice, same as the foundation. I feel like this concealer is super full coverage, but it's so nice and creamy going on. It's not super thick, but it's not super liquidy as well. It's literally the perfect median between the two. And again, with this big doe foot applicator, I'm able to spread it out over a really large area, and when I pat it in with my beauty blender, it looks like it sets down on its own. And that is what has been separating concealers for me. Like, I know when a concealer is good when I blend it out and I let it sit under my eyes for a little bit, and it looks like it has set on its own, like I've put a powder on top of it and it's basically flawless looking. Like, that is how I did put powder on this, obviously, but this is how the concealer looks before I even put powder on it. It just looks so soft under the eyes and just like really flawless and airbrushed. It looks so good. This concealer does not break down during the day. It does not wear away during the day, and that could have something to do with the fact that I put setting powder on top of it. But I put setting powder on top of all my concealers, so I'm not gonna try it out without any setting powder to see if it's gonna wear away, because that's just not how I actually do my makeup. So this concealer is really nice, and they have such a wide array of shades. And I think for the price, this is $14, I think you get a ton of concealer in here. So I'm really just a big fan of the foundation and concealer. I think the combination is perfect together. I've literally found my summer foundation routine. I love these products together. I'm going to keep trying them out with different primers and setting powders and setting sprays, but I really think that this foundation and concealer is going to carry me throughout the entire summer. I just see myself reaching for these all the time. I don't even care about my other foundations right now, because these have just been so good to me. They've just been wearing so nice. And I mean, I am wearing it today and I just feel like I look flawless. I feel like my skin looks really nice, really good, flawless. I really like it, and that's all I have to say about this. Like, definitely 100% recommend these products. They're definitely going to be in my favorites video. Perfection. Juvia's Place really made magic when they made these, so go online and get them. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment down below letting me know that you like this video. And if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so that you're notified every single time that I upload a video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.